Hi, hello and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto and our epic journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the second round of the 1959 season, the Indianapolis 500. It was held on the 30th of May, it had 59 entries, 33 of them took part in the race with 17 having to retire. The race consisted of 200 laps completed in 3 hours, 40 minutes and 49 seconds. Johnny Thompson started the race from pole with Eddie Sash in second, Jim Rathman in third, Dick Rathman in fourth, and Bobby Grimm started from 5th. Roger Ward won the Indy 500, Jim Rathman came home in second, 23.28 seconds behind Roger. Johnny Thompson crossed the line in third, he was 50.64 seconds behind. Tony Beatenhausen finished in fourth, he was 1 minute 47.9 seconds behind. And rounding off the top 5 was Paul Goldsmith, he was 2 minutes 6.44 seconds behind. Johnny Thompson managed to post the fastest lap of the race and he did it in 1 minute 1.89 seconds. We are back at the famous Indianapolis Oval and surprisingly enough, it hasn't changed at all in the past couple of decades. It has the same 4 90-degree corners, the same 2 very long straights, and the same 2 shorter straights. And according to experts, speed and the ability to slipstream are very important here, as long as you're not trying this in the virtual world. And here we are in qualifying for the Indy 500, coming around to post our first timed lap, a 1:04.391, which is very slow compared to Jean Berra's 47-second pole time, and I eventually managed to shave off 0.03 of a second to 1:04.369, but still nowhere near Jean Berra's 47-second pole time. And here we have the Indianapolis 500 winners in the past years. We won quite a few, so did Salvadori, so should be interesting to see what's going to happen today. And we have Brabham on pole with Phil Hill in second, Bruce McLaren third, Olivier Gandebi, Jean Berra fifth, Olivier Gandebi in sixth, 7th is Dan Gurney, followed by Cliff Ellison in 8th, 9th is Tony Brooks, Maston Gregory 10th, 11th is Innes Ireland, followed by Joe Bonnier in 12th, 13th is Carroll Shelby, 14th Ian Burgess, Ron Flockhart is 15th, Harry Schell 16th, 17th is Graham Hill, followed by Roy Salvadori in 18th, 19th is Andy Higgs, and Sterling Moss is 20th. So here here we are at the Indy 500. This is a race that's either been a complete disaster or a minor success, so it's going to be interesting to see how it will pan out today. And that was a horrible start. I lost a position and we're almost 1 second behind Sterling Moss at this point. Actually, we are 1 second behind Sterling Moss, and he's pulling away at the moment as we come through turn 1 here. And we now enter turn 2 and we have a yellow flag. Everyone slows down, and so do I, because I don't want to crash into anyone. But we do move up into 16th, which is nice. We're chasing after Graham Hill at the moment, and we have a replay of the start. A little puff of smoke coming off my rear wheels, but that's not big of a problem. But we do lose a lot of time on the start there. Not entirely sure if it was me reacting slowly or if the car just doesn't start fast enough. I don't know. But we now come around towards the end of lap 1, and we are just about to overtake Graham Hill, and we do it. We move on up into 15th. Next we have Innes Ireland right in front of us as we start lap 2. Hopefully we can overtake Ireland as well soon enough as we come through turn 1. Move to the outside here, but we had to slow down a bit, otherwise I would have crashed into the wall. So I wasn't able to overtake Ireland, but he made a mistake. Someone else in front of him did as well. That was Roy Salvadori, I believe, and we're looking at him right now. He loses control of his car and He tries to get back onto the track, however he crashes into the wall and he's done for, and then gets collected by a Ferrari. As we now come around to start lap 3, we are in 13th, chasing after Ron Flockhart, who has just passed someone, and there are a few retirements it seems. Yes, we gain a couple of positions, we move up into 9th. Behind us is still Ireland, just half a second behind. And this is Jambera coming around to crash into Roy Salvadori's car. He loses his rear right and he is out of the Indy 500. Next we see Cliff Allison crashing into Salvadori's car and he is also out. Then we have Olivier Gendebian, who also crashes into Salvadori's car and he is out. And finally we have Phil Hill, who does the exact same. So 4 Ferraris were taken out by one single car. Well, if you ask me, the people driving the Ferrari should have been a bit more careful, but oh well. As on lap 4, someone who's driving a Ferrari is already lapping us. That's quite impressive, although considering that Salvadori managed to qualify with 47 seconds a lap, that's quite okay. And someone there, a back marker, kind of lost control of the car, I'm not sure what, or something like that, and nearly ended in disaster for both of us, as another Ferrari is trying to lap us and he's taking very long to lap us, and I had to pretty much slow down completely, and that allowed 2 people to overtake me. Thankfully I am able to keep up to Sterling Moss, and hopefully we'll be able to regain a few positions coming through these corners here. Let's see. Ooh, Ian Burgess loses a bit of control of his Maserati, so we slip right past him, and we are now on lap 6 chasing after Sterling Moss still, and we are in 8th at the moment somehow. I think someone crashed and we gained the position. But we're now looking at Tony Brooks, who loses control of his Ferrari, hits the wall, loses his rear left, and he is out of the Indy 500. As we now move on to lap 7 chasing after Ireland. Right behind us is Sterling Moss, so we overtook him at some point, I don't know when. And here is Dan Gurney coming into the pits to retire his Ferrari. Not entirely sure why, but he probably has a good reason. On lap 8 I managed to overtake Bonnier and we move up into 6th. Ireland is next, who is right in front of us. I flick the car to the left and we slip right past him, which means we are now in 5th and in the points. And we now move on to lap 14 chasing after Bruce McLaren, who is about 11.5 seconds up the road. So we have a lot of catching up to do, but we have a replay of Joe Bonnier, who apparently has some problems with his suspension. He loses control of his car and, well, we can't quite see him, but he is behind the pit wall there. As we move on to lap 35 here, I overtake Bruce McLaren and we move up into 3rd, now chasing after Maston Gregory, and we have a replay of Harry Schell coming through turn 4, I believe, loses control of his car, crashes into the wall, loses his front left, and he is out as well. Now on to lap 62, only on the closing stages of the race now, and we have another replay of Innes Ireland, who loses control of his car, crashes into the wall there, and he is also out of the Indy 500. And still on lap 62, a little bit later, we managed to pass Maston Gregory, so we move up into 2nd. Too few laps now to catch up to Jack Brabham, who is 26 seconds up the road, so we won't be able to catch him, but we are now on lap 65 and slowly pulling away from Gregory. There's a gap of 3 seconds to him now, and we see Ian Burgess coming into the pits to retire as well. So that's that. I think that's the last retirement of the race as we start lap 66 here. Trintignant is starting to catch up to us, so that's a bit worrying. And here we are on lap 69, coming around to cross the finish line. Trintignant is right behind us. We managed to secure second, only just. Trintignant there was very, very close, just a few tenths of a second behind us. Mustang Gregory finishes 4th, Bruce McLaren 5th, and Phil Hill, who retired quite early on in the race, managed to post the fastest lap of the race. And here are the retirements. Ronald Flockhart, who is 8 laps behind, and well, pretty much everyone else. If Ireland would have been only 7 laps behind, he would have been in the counting, but because he's 8 laps behind, he failed to complete 90% of race distance. But that was the Indy 500. Kind of exciting, I guess. Well, there was more action here than at the Monaco Grand Prix, so that's something a positive, I would say. But anyway, here are the career statistics, and this was Andy's 78th Grand Prix. His best start is from first, has 4 pole positions, has set 15 fastest laps, his best finishes in first, has completed 54 races, 47 of them in the points, has won 30 Grand Prix, 4 at the Indianapolis 500, 5 in Monaco, has 6 championships under his belt, has scored a total of 326 points, has retired 24 times, has experienced 1,829 out of 2,214 laps, has 5 bronze trophies, 7 silver trophies, 30 gold trophies, and as an extension 30 podiums. And here is a quick look at the championship standings. Hicks is still in the lead now with 14 points, Brabham moves into second with 8, Trintignant 3rd, Gregory 4th, and McLaren 5th. The last person to score points is Phil Hill in 7th, and at the very bottom of the standings we have Dan Gurney. Moving on to the constructors now, nothing's changed here. Porsche are still leading the championship. Obviously, the Indy 500 doesn't count for the constructors, so no points from there, which means the standings for the constructors stay pretty much the same. Well, exactly the same as they were after the Monaco Grand Prix. So that was the Indianapolis 500. A slightly better race than the opening round. At least there were some people finishing. There was a little bit of action on the track, so it was quite exciting, I guess. But that is it for the Indianapolis 500. Our next race is the Dutch Grand Prix. We haven't been there in a while, so I'm quite excited to return. It's a circuit I really enjoy. It's quite fun. I like the corners around there. It all flows very nicely. It's quite a fun, fast-paced race, so really looking forward to it. Hopefully it will go well for the AI as well. But anyway, once again, that is the end of the Indianapolis 500, the end of this video. So don't forget to vote for next season's team, link is in the description. I also have a second channel where I will be playing all sorts of different games. At the moment I'm doing a playthrough of Need for Speed Underground 2, so if you're interested, there is a link in the description to that as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.